Hi, this is part 1 of the series where we are discussing how to do generative AI and conversational AI on the Arabic language. Why Arabic language? Because it is a different and special language. It's unlike English language. Even considering all the Unicode and all the latest advancements like ChatGPT and advanced AI and the translators that are available, still it doesn't cover all the aspects of the Arabic language. And it's different. And all the major work that is getting done, English language is only the first class citizen, and there are a number of issues when we put Arabic language into the context when generating, for example, conversational statements or doing normal natural language processing NLP on the Arabic language. So here we will discuss the challenges. This is part 1 where we will first delve into the structure and the grammar of the Arabic language, and we will compare it to the English language, and we'll see how we can make it processable for the AI and all those machine learning agents. So here we are going to concentrate on the Arabic grammar. So before I start, I'll just show you just a sample of challenges that we have in the both language. For example, this is the translator we have from the Google latest translator engine. You can try the Copilot also or ChatGPT also. You'll see similar problems because the structure is Arabic language is different basically. So if you see here the statement, I ate apple, it gives you akal to tafaha. And for example, you change it to she ate apple, it will still be the same, akal to tafaha, while it basically cannot be the same. It have to convey a different meaning, while it does not. The reason being, first of all, it doesn't cover all the diacritics that are needed. If you see, they are there, but it's not there. And also, there are other differences also that we are shortly going to see. In order to successfully do all those things, we have to really get into the language itself and see how the statements are constructed. So it's not just about Unicode or doing all the learning on the Arabic context without the proper grammar engine. The problem cannot be properly solved. Arabic is a major language for the Arab region. It's also a language of Quran. So in order to process the text successfully and it be really meaningful, these errors need to be eliminated and proper context need to be established with the proper meaning, so that it's more useful and directly related instead of being erroneous, which is currently right now. So I'll show you how we can break down the grammar structure of the Arabic language basically. So if we start from the basic sentence structure of the English language, we have normally subject, verb and object. It's very simple. You have, for example, I ate an apple. You have the doer, and then which is called subject, and then you have the action or the verb, and then you have the subject onto which the action is performed. This is a classic model in English. But in Arabic, basically, it starts with the verb, and then you have the subject, and then you have the object. Plus, it can be more different than that. For example, object can be suffixed to the verb itself, which I'm going to show you how. And subject can be implied or prefixed as well to the same verb, which means a single verb or single statement can cover whole of this statement in Arabic language, which makes Arabic language not just very special, but a smart language also. Its grammar is very vast and comprehensive basically, and very powerful at the same time. So here the structure is very simple. I ate an apple. So the middle part is optional because, as I said, basically the subjects can be embedded. And it currently is already embedded. So I'll show you how. So it's akaltu tafaha, I ate an apple. So it's just a plain translation of this word. Two words are getting translated and the rest is implied. I'm going to show you how basically subjects can be first embedded within the verb itself. Here basically the verb is akaltu. Akaltu means eat. Apple is tafaha, and that is basically our subject here. So for example, we will take another thing, and before I get into that, let me come to the conjunctions also. So you can combine different words using these special letters or words combinations like wow, fe, summa, and these basically words or letters can be combined by themselves also. They are not just one alone. So for example, you can combine this wow and namalit, make it wala, which means and not. And similarly, you can combine fay and lakin, or for example, is fala, so not, then not, or for example, wow and lakin, walakin, and but. So it can be combined within itself. There are combinations available with some limitations, but many of them can be combined. And then you have basic questions also, some special word dedicated. But before we get into them, let us get into the first structure of the Arabic statement. So here, for example, you have this another word, alam, to teach. So let me zoom it. So in this case, for example, you want to embed an object into the same statement. So if I say just alam, it means to teach. But if I say alamni, it means teach me. So you can have some, these pronouns are listed, and I, we, you, and then Arabic language, another difference is to or dual is treated as a separate. It has a special treatment for them, both in case of feminine also and in case of masculine also. So this is another difference between the two languages, by the way, besides the diacritics that we discussed. So here, if we, for example, add this suffix, extra suffix, ni, which is coming from here, for example, so you'll just make it teach me, right? So if it's noun, you're going to add this, or if it's a verb, then you have to add ni to make it I for the first person. And same pattern goes on. For example, if you want to make it for you all, you'll just add this suffix kunna. So you will, if I say alama kunna, so teach you all of them. So like that. So if it's a noun, then you have to just same thing with the exception of this top part only. Otherwise, all exactly same. Kitabu ha, book of two of them, right? Their book, where we are intending two persons only. So it follows this simple pattern. It might seem very complicated, but actually if you just follow this pattern, you will see that it's making very good sense actually. So object can be embedded within a word itself. So single word can teach me, whereas in English you're using two words to convey the same message. And if we, for example, come to the subject can also be embedded, which is a concept in Arabic language called verb forms actually. So we have, for example, same word we have alam, teach me. So if, for example, alimu, it means I teach. To alimu, that means you teach, right? Masculine. And if it's a feminine, then you have to alamina, you alimu, he teaches. And then you have past tense also, that you can same convey the message from the same verb also. And imperative also you can do that. In Arabic language, the tenses are a little bit different. We have perfect tense, which is basically a past. And then you have basically imperfect tense, which is different than English language. We basically call it future also, and we call it past, present also. He hears. So this is called imperfect tense in Arabic. That is another difference. They have a different grammar than English altogether. So let's come back to this verb forms. So here you have, for example, this suffix part. You see, we are changing the initial part of that same, for example, and sometime the ending part, right? And in case of objects embedding, we are only changing the last part. So you can see the power of this language. One word can contain both the object as well as the subject and convey the meaning of the whole statement. So this is how powerful this language is, but definitely is very well structured. You just have to follow that pattern in the scheme, and then you can make the crux out of any statement. And definitely the good part is all these diacritics, for example, they are also called zabar, zair and pesh. They can be embedded in the Unicode language also. But unfortunately the latest engines are not considerate of that. So they convey altogether a different meaning. So I'll just quickly also give you a rundown on this vowel. These are different concept of vowels in Arabic language. They're called sun letters and moon letters basically. So in English language, a vowel are special where we have to keep some silent voice in some of the words, but here basically the treatment is little different. Sun letters have all L before them, but L is silent. This is something we need to remember. Similarly, moon letter have a little bit different treatment. I can share this sheet with you because this is we concluded after the research on this language, and this made it possible that we can somehow construct the sense out of this and make it the English Arabic language processible. Counting is very simple. It's just a pattern that follows here, and then you have relative pronouns. They are fixed that you can use in different contexts. Same exact concept if you are attending two people at the same time, so you have to use a special word. In English we have just the both, we use the word both, but here for the feminine always it's a different one, or sometimes it's the same also, but there's a different treatment. And then questions basically starts with different words. For example, they are very obvious. Man, who, so ma, when, and kaif, how, so like that. But it's very powerful. For example, if you see Rabbikuma, so you can see here from this sheet it will give you somewhere. For example, let us see where we can see Rabbikuma. So Rabb means your Lord, but Rabbikuma would be, for example, Kuma, your, two of you, your Rabb. Okay, so Bikuma is mean we are addressing you two. So when we say Rab, it means Rab, but when we say Rab Bikuma, it means Rab of you two, which is a word used basically. So this is just go through of the common elements. These are also some special words with the special meanings in use in different contexts. We can just process them simply because they have one-to-one meanings. But these is a core table where we have some special suffixes that can be additionally used in the verbs and nouns, and they also carry a special meaning. For example, man, whenever it is used, is for me, but again it can be embedded with the relative pronouns, so mean that who it is intended for. So similarly we have these other also, for example, fi, la, be, and they also convey some different meaning and along with the pronoun also. So this is about only the grammar structure that we have concluded, and then we have past tense also. We have used special words like kan, kad, kunta, so to explain how the perfect passive or the perfect active tenses work. So this is the first part of it, and the second part we intend to drill down on how to make the tokens out of it, and make it for the make it in a way that when the machine learning is done, these diacritics are preserved and their meanings are basically inferred from that point of view instead of ignoring them, which basically makes this useless. Thank you very much.